I'm starting by making a small indication of what the point of view is by drawing just a loose horizon line. So that reminds me that I'm going to be looking down at this sphere that I'm going to be drawing and will help me um, visualize it. Now, I'm starting by making this motion, this gesture, before I even barely touch the pencil to the paper, and making a small dot in the middle and gesturally um, and lightly sketching in a vertical and horizontal axis. Now, to flesh this out in perspective, I'm first, without touching the paper with a pencil tip, feeling my way around that curve I just made, and then tightening it up so it becomes an ellipse and gradually darkening it, particularly the front edge as I feel my way around that form. And now I have, basically as if it was a globe, I have a hemisphere, an equator around the center. Now also, to give it vertical dimension, I'm going to make the opposite, feeling my way around to make an ellipse so it feels natural basically, and working from my shoulder in big sort of broad gesture. You'll notice I'm not working from my wrist. And I'm darkening it where those two vertical and horizontal lines intersect. So that's the edge, the point of which that sphere is closest to me at that point. And it also gives me a good indication of the volume of it. And you can slightly, you know, darken or lighten some areas to give it a little more specificity. So when drawing all of these, keep in mind that you're working from the shoulder and working gesturally, and you can see me kind of warming up by making those circles before I even kind of slowly start touching the paper with a pencil tip. And it's not going to be a perfect circle, but it's going to be a lot closer than if you were to try to do it from the wrist. And again, I'm making that point in the center and a horizontal and vertical axis lightly, and I'm being very controlling by how much of the pencil touches the paper at which point. And I'm doing the thing again where I'm looking for the equator, and I'm kind of starting by feeling my way around the curve till I get an ellipse that feels right. So it's very much, it should flow from the shoulder gesturally, and it's going to give you an accurate ellipse that way. And I'm going to do the same thing again for the vertical one. That's going to help me visualize the fullness of the sphere. So it is a matter of feel and kind of connecting gesture with your eyesight, and so all of that is working together. And from that point, you could go in and shade that and have a realistic looking sphere.